Hello, fathers. I wanted to send this video out just to recap what was discussed. We talked about communication, which is a huge topic. And I also wanted to give the fathers that were unable to attend an opportunity to participate and learn from what we talked about. We talked about a couple things that I want to touch on right now, not everything. One was a closed posture versus an open posture. A closed posture is communicating in a way that is not open to change, not open to the other person's point of view, and is defensive. A closed posture is going to participate and create arguments. An open posture is someone who is open for change, is open to hearing the other person's point of view and considering the other person's point of view. These are discussions rather than arguments or screaming matches. So we even had some role playing done. Thank you for those that did the role playing with us, where in this scenario the mother says, you need to be a better father, and the father who is closed says, you need to be a better mother, and then the argument ensues. And a couple fathers brought up great points in that when you hear you need to be a better father, you may think, what do you mean I need to be a better father? And that's a closed posture. Because you take that as an attack and then you respond with that. And if you listen to it in an open posture, you can think, rather than what do you mean I need to be a better father, you can think, well, what do you mean I need to be a better father? How can I be a better father? And so we role played that as well, where an open posture father will respond to the same attack of you need to be a better father with, okay, I hear you. I need to be a better father. How can I improve? In what ways do I need to be a better father? Can you give me an example? And this open posture is great because you're not receiving that attack. You're listening to the words rather than the tone and way it is presented, and you're using that to be the best person you can be. You're also de-escalating. And as fathers, I think that we have the role of, modeling how we're going to speak to each other in our household. It's not always easy, but it can be accomplished, and I think that falls on us. So when you listen in an open posture, you are letting that other person know, I hear you, I am listening to you, and I am considering what you're saying. That doesn't mean I always have to agree with it, but I'm thinking it through and listening. So that's a closed posture versus an open posture, and I encourage you all to try to communicate with an open posture today, tomorrow, rest of the week, moving forward. The other thing that came up that was really cool was we talked about a really important issue that is very common in male-female relationships, in spouse relationships, in partner relationships, and that is, as men, we may not want to talk about something, whereas women want to talk about it and want to make you talk about it. So we had one of our fathers say, when I don't want to talk about it, it's because I'm getting upset and I don't want to start being disrespectful to you. And the mother in the situation, the woman in the situation says, well, I don't receive it that way. I take it as you don't care. You don't want to listen to me. You think your emotions are more important than mine. So we said, well, how can we accomplish what we want to accomplish in this conversation? And we can still say that we don't want to talk about it. We can do it a little bit differently. We can say, okay, I'm getting upset right now, and I need a moment just to calm down and think this through, because I want to make sure that I'm being respectful and loving to you. And that's, again, you're still open to change. You're in the open posture, but you are understanding that I may lose control and I don't want to do that. Okay. So you're letting your spouse, your partner know, I do care. In fact, I care so much that I want to make sure that I am being respectful and loving to you, so I need to take a little moment. But then it falls on you to pick the conversation back up when you have calmed down, because too often we'll say, I don't want to talk about it right now, and then we just don't come back and say, I want to talk about it. We just leave it as, I don't want to talk about it, and just try to avoid the conversation. That conversation is not going anywhere, so you might as well get it out when, on your terms, essentially. So those are two things we discussed, amongst many others. And again, I thank everybody for their contributions. I thank everybody for their participation. It's great to have a group of men who are so willing to discuss these things, because it's valuable. I mean, it's key for us. And if you have an issue that's in your life, chances are somebody else in the room has the same issue, and can learn from your experience. So thank you for that. I'm also going to send another message to you here shortly, and that's going to be about some of the rewards we're going to be presenting to y'all. All right, feel free to reach out to me should you have any questions, comments, concerns, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks.